Hey guys, it's been a while. I wanted to make this video because I've been seeing a lot of new contract information come out and a lot of people either making judgments based on what they hear from the initial terms or all sorts of things. And if you remember from a couple of years ago, and I'll link it in the description below, I made a video on the basics of the salary cap. Today, I'm going to focus a little bit more on contracts and why what you originally hear from a reporter is not necessarily the real terms of the contract. It's what the agent wants the media to pass around. So the player seems like they got the best terms possible. The agent got the best terms possible, and everybody's happy, even though it's not actually what's happening. So let's start quickly with Sauce Gardner, and this is mainly because of the George Karlaftis contract. But let's use Sauce Gardner as an example, right? Sauce Gardner, after 3 seasons, signed a 4-year, $120 million extension, $85.65 million guaranteed. That's a lot of money. 30.1 average salary surpasses Derek Stingley, who was at 30 flat. So all of those numbers sound really good, right? Highest paid corner in the league. And everyone's happy, right? He got a huge deal. Well, sort of. So because Sauce Gardner got his contract after his 3rd season, that means, similar to Stingley, that the contract is a 6-year deal. It is not a 4-year deal. Which means that if you take that lovely number of 120.4 and divide it by 6, that's a $20 million average, roughly, per year. So why is it different? And what do you mean it's a 6-year deal? Well, let me show you. So let's pull that up right now. So this is what, actually, let's start at the beginning. This is what Sauce Gardner's rookie contract looked like, right? He did get the 5th-year option, which means that basically he had in 2025 a $10 million cap hit. So he was going to get his base salary, he was going to get his signing bonus, whether that was in real cash or not at that point. I would assume he's already gotten it. Maybe they deferred some of the payments, whatever. And then he was going to get this lovely $4.16 million roster bonus. That was probably going to be spread out over the course of the season or, however they determined it. Anyway, that's a $10 million cap hit. His fully guaranteed 5th-year option was $20 million. So between the final 2 years of his deal with the Jets, before any extension, he was going to be counting against the salary cap at about $30.8 million. Right? That's a pretty good chunk of change for a corner. Not saying he isn't worth it, just that's a lot of money. Now let's take a look at what the new terms of this contract are. So first off, you see 120.4, $13 million signing bonus. The 85 is guaranteed. It's not all guaranteed up front, but it is guaranteed pretty quickly. So what they can do, and honestly they can get out of it a little bit early if they so chose. I don't think they're going to anytime soon. I think the truth of the matter is the first out is really after the 2027 season, but maybe after the 2028, depending on how they want to go about it. Anyway, so as you can see, the new terms of his 2025 and 2026 deal is $9 million and $12.25 million. So right off the bat, the Jets reduced that 5th-year option number down quite a bit. So that is $8 million less, roughly, than what they would have been giving him in 2026. So how is that possible, and why is this now $20 million per year? So the first thing is, when you have a signing bonus, that $13.75 million applies immediately. And it is spread up to 5 years of the contract. So, sometimes you'll add things like these, but we're not going to focus on that. So as you can see, this is 13.75 divided by 5. And because he had outstanding salary cap, or signing bonus, right? He had this 5,376 from his rookie deal. It's 2.75 plus that. So this is what his signing bonus number is towards the salary cap for this year. He gets $13.5 million up front, right? Probably the day he signed, That is money that he gets, at least a good portion of it. And his salary cap number actually goes down. Instead of 10.6, it's now 9.3 for 2025. And then you go into the next year and the next year and the next year. So here are some contract notes. So fully guaranteed at signing. Maybe there's more that's guaranteed for injury, but as of now, it is the signing bonus, his 2025 salary, and his 2026 salary, plus this option bonus. So this option bonus appears to be $16 million. Okay, $20 million. Even better. It's over 5 years, yes. Yes, $20 million. So that comes to $40.5 million total. And option bonuses work the same way as signing bonuses do. So once that option bonus is triggered, you're going to see it go spread out over the course of 5 years. And if you see this nice little $2 million number right here, this is his 2027 option bonus. Spread out over 5 years, and they added one void year just to spread out that final dead cap hit. Seems a little unnecessary, but it's whatever. So anyway, the point is that this deal is not $30 million a year. He only eclipses $30 million per season in cap hit after a potential cut point. Right here. So, yeah, his $20.2 million in guaranteed salary plus roster per game bonus here guarantees in March of 2027. So this is kind of a rolling guarantee, basically saying, okay, this is going to guarantee the next year. So his 2027 guarantees in 2026 and so on. And then the guarantees run out. But if you want to compare just the numbers, let's say we get all of this together. So you have the 20.2 plus this, plus that, it equals $28.95 million. If they wanted to cut him after 2027, they could. They would incur some dead cap, right? They would have a net negative number. But that is what they could theoretically do and get out of his contract. Now, if they waited the following year, then they have much fewer dead cap, and then they were only able to worry about it. But that's the point. That's the point of he probably wouldn't renegotiate a deal if after 4 seasons in New York, he is absolutely killing it. They're probably going to want to reduce these two numbers down, and that he's going to get a nice big extension. If he's not doing so well, this might be the time that he gets traded or cut. And he could get traded at either one of these points because this is the guaranteed salary being applied. I guess in 2028 would be the guaranteed salary. So he could be traded after 2027 if they wanted to do that. And they wouldn't incur any dead cap hit in that situation. They might pay off some of it to try and offset the deal and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the point is that the terms of this contract are not $30.1 million per year. Maybe that's in the new money extension, but that's not on a per year basis because it's not real. Though the numbers that you see are never real. So with that being said, let's look at Garrett Wilson's contract real quick, and then I'll just wrap this up. So Garrett Wilson, 4 years, $130 million extension. Same deal as what Sauce had. It was after 3 seasons. So 3 years in the league. He had his 5th year option picked up. And so they say an average of $32.5 million in his new deal. That's a lot. That's 5th most in the NFL. Unfortunately, that's not the truth. The truth is this. This is, and I calculated this myself, based on the time of signing, Garrett Wilson's APY comes in at about 13th. Tied with Stephon Diggs, and as you can see, there's some veterans in here. There's still some good players. Jalen Waddle, Nico Collins, Terry McLaurin, who signed his deal in 2022. Christian Kirk, who signed his in 2022. The shenanigans going on in Philadelphia. But more importantly, his guaranteed percentage is only 53%. That is a low number. It is the lowest of any player in the top 16. Obviously, Christian Kirk is a little bit lower, but if you want to extrapolate that even further, it is in the top 14. No, I'm not even making math right. Don't worry about it. It's a very low number. It's not as bad as T. Higgins, though. That's a really rough deal for him that that they're going to have to resolve that. But the point is that there was a lot of fluff in Garrett Wilson's contract. And when you look at the deal, you have to look at it in the perspective of, is this a true free agent contract, like a Calvin Ridley's contract, which came in at $92 million over 4 years? That's a true $23 million per year. Or is it a Garrett Wilson contract, where it's, instead of a 4-year deal, it's actually a 6-year deal? And that is 21.6 mil per year, with the practical guarantee just being over 50%, which basically means that they can get out of his contract maybe 1 year into the extension if they so chose. I don't love that for him. It's a lot of money. It looks really good from a fluff perspective. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you guys liked this. I hope this explained things a little bit for you. And if you have any questions, I will be reading all the comments and we can talk. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a while. I'll talk to you later. Peace.